The finance minister has also underscored the importance of the reserve, saying their investment returns have enabled Singapore to keep overall tax burdens light. Mr. Wong shut down suggestions that the government has been taking much and giving back little. He says there's no fiscal slack and Singapore's tight position is a reality over the medium term. Shalin Sia reports.
Do we have any fiscal slack? The short answer is no. And let me explain. During the pandemic, our society and economy were in an entirely different state. Projects were deferred, and many planned and budgeted activities could not be carried out. So the government reallocated these resources towards the more urgent task of fighting COVID-19. Now that we are in DORSCON green, these funds have to be channeled back to what they were originally meant for. So there is no slack here.
Singapore's reserves have helped the country weather through crises without incurring debt for future generations. Out of every dollar spent in the budget, 20 cents comes from the Net Investment Returns Contribution, or NIRC. Finance Minister Lawrence Wong describes it as an endowment and rainy day fund that has to be safeguarded. He calls out the Workers' Party for a shift in position, for asking the government to spend more of the reserves. An exchange with leader of the opposition ensues.
In 2009, when this parliament debated whether to draw $4.9 billion of past reserves that year to help Singaporeans tide over the global financial crisis, Mr. Lau Tia Kiang, then from the Workers' Party, expressed surprise at the need to do so. He said, and I quote, "Past reserves are a strategic asset meant for use in times of need, especially when the government faces financial constraints due to unprecedented circumstances which require the government to respond in the interest of the nation." Now, this time, I explained in the budget statement that we are highly unlikely to put back the $40 billion drawn from past reserves. The Workers' Party has been completely silent on this. Instead, their repeated calls is for the government to spend more from the reserves.
The position of the Workers' Party has evolved because circumstances have evolved significantly. So I think naturally as circumstances evolve, PAP also will change its position. And the Workers' Party, of course, will be entitled to do the same.
While glad that Mr. Singh acknowledges the change, Mr. Wong disagrees with his comparisons that the PAP has also changed its position by involving Temasek Holdings in the NIR framework.
Our underlying philosophy, our intent, our principles have never changed and will never change. It's about fiscal prudence, discipline, responsibility, stewardship. That is consistent and has not changed and will not change. Whereas it seems to me, on that part, the Workers' Party has shifted.
Mr. Wong then doubles down on the need to keep the NIR framework consistent in response to questions on the volatile environment.
Returns from investments are uncertain, and yet our needs will always increase, be it for healthcare, education, defense. Given this too, in a scenario where the returns are coming down, how can we, ensure that our spending and the programs that we have are kept on an even keel?
It's precisely for that reasons and the concerns that we should not change our NIR framework, because there are headwinds to our investment returns, and you can never be sure that you can continue to get the kind of returns we had in the past, given such an uncertain environment.